Hello everyone, Gilbert here. Welcome to Red Dragon Model Works. You guys will have to forgive me for not posting as much the last couple of weeks. Been dealing with a few things here and just, life gets in the way. But I got a little bit of work done before I had to put everything down for a little bit. And I'd like to show you guys what I was doing. Some of you know I was working, if you've seen some of my older videos, I was working on a Colonial Viper and got it done. Came out okay. I could have done better on it, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. But I was working on some little things for my Nigel Wells North Africa group build. And I have a Flak 37 that I painted and got it all assembled. So I'd like to show you guys how that came out. I'm getting ready to sit down and start doing the actual diorama on it. I'm trying to figure out which way I'm going to go with it and what I'm going to use for the terrain, but we'll get around to that when the time comes. So let me flip the camera around and I'll show you guys what I got here on my bench. I'd like to show you my Viper. A build or two here that I'm working on that I definitely gotta get off my desk, my bench. But anyway, let me flip everything around. Be right back. Alright, first up, I'd like to show you how my Viper came out. Now, I broke here's the base right there. The piece broke off. So I'm going to have to figure out how to mount that. But there it is. She's done for the most part. There's going to be no more work done to it. I think she came out okay. I mean, it came out beat up like I wanted it to. So, just wanted to show you guys how it looks, now that it's got its coat of clear on there. So, I mean, if you remember, when I put these decals on there, I walked away to clean my brushes, and when I came back, these decals were all just messed up. So I ended up having to take them off, and I ended up painting all this on here. So this was all painted. I should have known better, because that's what I was going to do in the beginning. So I almost scrubbed this, but I tried to salvage it. So this is what it looks like now, guys. It could have been better, but it is what it is, and there it is. Well, let me see if I can stop it from the glare. There's the figure inside there. This was all done with Tamiya smoke. It's a little overdone, I think, but there it is. The other one I'm getting ready to work on is my Tidarium Shuttle here. I did some more seam work on it. I'm going to have to, there's some little spots here that I'll have to touch up with some primer. But for the most part, she's done. I'm going to have to go in and now I'm going to do some pre-shading. So this will all be black in here. Pre-shade up in here. I added some vents in there. Inside here, there really wasn't any in there, so those are done. These guns were scratch built. But down here at the bottom, I have some hoses that I'm going to put in there once I paint everything. But then I'll pre-shade all up in here. So, yeah. So that's that. This is another one that I'm going to start working on this weekend, hopefully. So let me move this guy off the bench here. Back over here. So I don't bang it around and break it. Oops, excuse me, guys. That guy there is another work in progress, and that one there has to get done. That's a diorama, AT-AT diorama I'm doing. But anyway, here's my group build for, or entry to Nigel Wells group build. I really need to get this done. I'm going to start focusing on the figures here. I have these that I'm going to do, and then I have 3 more that are going to be over here. I'm going to make some sandbags. This is not going to be the base, but there'll be this flak 37. I'm going to build up a few layers, and it's going to be sitting back here, almost a little bit elevated with a wooden base, like, you know, and some bags around it. It'll be up here in this corner, facing that way on the bigger base. Let's see, let me get this. I got some of these that I'm going to put around it. I have a machine gun crew that's going to be in one corner here almost. And then I made some, well, let me get those out of there. I made some bob wire, as you can see. Let me see if I can focus in on that. Yeah, made some bob wire, so that's going to go around some fencing. So I got that. I picked up some of this beetle-on wire. It's a 24 gauge. I'm sorry, 22 gauge, and that's what I'm going to use for the tow cable at the front there. But I don't know if you guys can see. I weathered that up. Let me see if I can get this to focus. There it is. I did some streaking in there, very light, real subtle streaking, if you can see it. And I'm going to go in now and then spray some, dust it, and then with a brush, a damp brush with some mineral spirits, go in there and then, you know, clean it all up. I started to do it on the tires a little bit, but it's, see, there's a little bit on there, but not much. I just wanted to see how it would look. But anyway, there's that. There's a little bit more in the back there, as you can see. We got that done. Right in there. See, yep. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Started, you know, just giving it some wear and tear. Like right up in here. Right down in there. You know, just a little bit of streaking. I need to go in right here where the fuel, where they fill the fuel up, right there. And I'm going to put some fuel stains down there. I did a little bit of them. I don't know if I want to go in there anymore. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Right there. So, I think I'll just leave it like that. I don't want to overdo it. But, there she is right now, as she sits now. And now, I started to work on the gun. Let me back up a little bit, get some light in here, so you guys can see that a little better. Let's see if I can get that light to focus in there. Let me move this over just a little. Ah, they're all falling down. So there's that. I still need to weather this up. A little chipping on the end there, right at the flash suppressor there, the muzzle. And just a little bit. There's some decals that go here. Those need to go on. And just weather it up a little bit. There's some chipping on there, but that'll all tone down, and it'll end up looking like this once I add. I made a little wash here. This is what I used for this. So once this is I believe it's some burnt sienna and some white spirits, odorless white spirits, and then I'll just lay a light, you know, real quick light coat over this guy right here. So I still got to find a bigger base for it, because this base is too small for what I want to do. I still need to paint the fuel cans and the jerry cans, the gun. I still need to put the sandbags, you know, for the machine gun nest. I'm still debating whether I'm going to put some camo netting on here. And then I picked up some of this, you know, so I can make the terrain down at the bottom. So there's that. That's where I'm at now with this. I got some of these these guys here that I still need to paint up, and then put the fence, you know, and a little sign that says Actong Minen, you know, and then some. There's going to be some mines and stuff in there. But yeah, there it is. It's doesn't look like much now, but it's getting there, guys. It's getting there. These things are piling up on me. There's my D-Day, part of my D-Day group build right there. I still need to put the Zimmered on that. So as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go work with that. So that's where I'm at the moment, guys. So let me flip this camera around and I'll be right back. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I've got you see some stuff back here. Freddy sent me a couple of things here. We were talking and he sent me a couple of things he calls the bad back group build. Sent me this guy. He bought another one and he started this kit. So he sent me this. He thought I could. We were talking about it one day and he says, "Hey, I'll send you this one. I'm not going to build it." So he sent it to me. And it started to. He started to work on it. It's going to need some work in those seams there. There's a base for it. Here's the. If I can get this here. Let's see, this goes like in here, I believe. Yeah, like right in here. So, like so. He started to do some putty work there, so I'm going to need to go in there and clean all that up. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. Sent that to me. Figured, you know, since I'm laid up, you know, he says, "There, you can do something while you're laying in bed." Thanks, Freddy. I appreciate it. He also sent me a fish tank. It's in a box there, and he sent me this here for my diorama. He already built the gun, but there's some really nice figures in there. These dragon kits got some really nice figures. Now, I've only worked with Tamiya figures, some older Tamiya figures, and I don't know what the newer ones look like because I haven't used any of the newer ones. But these guys. 2000 I think it was, and there was a lot of cleanup work in here, you know, like inside the legs, the crotch area, you know, the arms and stuff. So I was looking at these. There's some figures in here. I want to show you guys something. I really like these. I'm gonna have to take another look at some of these dragon kits, you know, for the figures, you know, because they're not bad. They really aren't. Here's some arms, right? If you look, there's very, very few mold lines in there. So there's not gonna, and I'm telling you what, guys, no flash whatsoever. None whatsoever. So it's not gonna, there's a little bit, I mean, it's the nature of it. There's gonna be some mold lines, but I'll tell you what, considering what I went through with those Tamiya ones, not a lot. Like here, the legs. Here's where Tamiya has a problem. Now you see a little bit there. This one has one. There's nothing on this one. That's almost smooth. So this is going to take just a very light sanding. I'm not going to have to go in there with this and just, you know. But yeah, look at, even like in the hands there. Well, let me get that in there. There's no flash in there like they were being the Tamiyas. You have to go in there and clean them out. And the faces aren't too bad either. Let me see if I can get those right there. They're not too bad. They're pretty good. I like the way the helmets are made too, because like with the Tamiya, they got that stupid little hole in there. At least the older ones. This one here looks like it'll fit real nice. So, and there's no flash on it. Now there is on at least one of them. This one here. Yeah, there's they got some detail on them. Like, see that? Like, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's almost like a webbing on that. So that's pretty cool. There's like a webbing on one of them. This one looks like it has some kind of detail on it there. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's webbing on that one. and nothing on the other ones. But that's pretty cool. I don't know if that webbing is supposed to be there, but it looks like it's supposed to be there on this one. See it? There's some webbing on that. So that's pretty cool. And here's the gun. Some nice detail in that. Dragon makes some really nice kits. Some beautiful detail in these things. See that? Some really nice detail in that. Now, Freddy had this one built already, so I don't know if that's a metal barrel or not. I don't think it is. Could have been. No, there's a very small seam line in the bottom there, so that's. But I'll tell you what, that's really nice. And it moves back and forth. Sounds like it's metal. Yeah, there's metal. Anyway, there's that. He said that to me to use with this, but I don't know if I'm going to use it there. There'll be too much, you know. So I might use this here with the D-Day group build. We'll see. We'll see. Also, if you give me a second here, there's a, and I'll show those later. He sent me a fish bed and a chopper. So, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing now, guys. I'd like to also give a couple of shout outs to a few people. Guido Hop. You know, I first became aware of that brother when he was doing the Grash Bay. I believe it was the Grash Bay. For Scale Model Addict. I think it was the last year's. It was a group build for. I don't think it was the spring of last year, because this was around I don't know, June, when I first became aware of that. Beautiful. God, that was beautiful ship he built. You know, gorgeous. And then I think he's doing a piece of field artillery right now. German field artillery right now. He's got a beautiful metal barrel on there. You guys go check him out. Guido Hop. You know, he's a good man. Matter of fact, he does these sit-ins, you know, that are pretty cool. That German brothers. He's great. A hell of a builder, man. Hell of a builder. So, you guys if you haven't subscribed to him, I know that like Cohen and a few others have been hip to him, but he's a pretty good builder, man. Knows his stuff. The man knows his business. So check him out, Guido Hop. There's another cat by the name of Carlos Mendez. I just saw one of his videos. I've been watching a few, but I watched one of his. He's got a waffle one up. He's talking about like this stuff, you know, the washes and things like that. And he's got another one up with a stash. But there's one before that where he's doing a chipping tutorial and how he does it. And I'll tell you what, the man is an artist at what he does. You know, his I don't remember exactly what it was that he was doing, but the way he did that chipping is just beautiful. Check him out, Carlos Mendez. Now, if you're into cars, one brother here by the name of, well, there's two. There's S. Roth 88. That brother there, I love the way he molds his tires. You know, he's got this whole tutorial on how he molds, you know, his tires, you know, from resin. And I got to pick that brother's brain, man, because, you know, just his tutorials on molding kind of lit a fire under me, because I'm trying to build some more sci-fi stuff, and then I want to do a few, you know, like kit bashes. I don't have that much of a stash to have a lot of greeblies, so when you come across a kit and you see some really cool things that you can add to a spaceship, you know, you wanna sit there and you want to duplicate those. So check him out, you know, S. Roth 88 Sheldon. He's you know, he's got a couple of, I believe it's like 3 or 4 how-tos on what he's doing with his molding. And he's a hell of a car builder, man. Phenomenal car builder. There's another brother by the name of Chris Chapman. And, you know, this guy here, he takes these craft paints, and the finish he gets on some cars with those craft paints, craft acrylic paints, the cheap $1.75 at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, and he mixes them up with, I don't know, I believe it's windshield washer fluid, and I know Classic Plastic 101, he mixes his, I believe, with Future. But man, these guys, they get a beautiful work with this craft paint. It's got me, you know, going out, and I got a few of them here that I've been playing with. You got to go check these guys out, man. Classic Plastic, how he works with those acrylic, you know, the craft paints, the cheap craft paints, and you get some beautiful work with them. And, you know, Chris Chapman, man, I mean, the work they do, man, with these paints is just phenomenal. Excuse me. Check them out, guys. I mean, because we all know these paints are expensive. If you can get those results, and it's an acrylic paint with these craft paints, man, it's well worth it, guys. It really is. Me, I'm gonna start using. I've been experimenting with nail polish. Some of those nail polish, I saw this one purple. I love the color purple, and I want to do my Mustang, my Space Mustang, in that purple, and it is just a beautiful color. I believe it's Dr. Cranky has one with the same color, that purple. Oh God, beautiful. And I believe Dr. Cranky mixes it 1-to-1, I believe it is, or 2-to-1, I think it is, how he mixes his. But you'd have to, he's got a video on that. But I think it's 2-to-1. He uses 2 bottles of yeah, it's 2 bottles of nail polish for 1 bottle of lacquer thinner. And man, it sprays gorgeous, guys. I've tried it. It just sprays beautiful. Problem with that is it's lacquer, and the smell of it. It's rough, man. It's rough. So, anyway, thank you, Freddy. I got those, man, and the bad back build. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it, man. I really do. I'm going to do a live build with the chopper that he got me, and I'll preview that in the next video that I'm gonna have. I already got it up here. I just gotta edit it, so I'll have that up, guys. And wanted to get out those shout outs to those 4 brothers, you know, that I thought, you know, go check them out, guys. I mean, it's well worth it. You'll learn something. I know with Guido, Guido, you learn some, you know, the man knows his stuff, man, and he's a hell of a shipbuilder. Oh God, I believe it was a Grash Bay that he did, and he had all the rigging and, oh God, photo etch that he did on this thing was beautiful, and then he dropped it after he built it. Oh, heartbreaking, man, heartbreaking. But anyway, go check them out. Check these guys out, man. You got Guido Hop, you have Chris Chapman, S. Roth 88, and Carlos Mendez, man. Check those guys out, man. You know, that's it for today for me, guys. I mean, it's not much of an update. It was just something to show you that I didn't fall off the face of the earth. You know, I had a bunch of people asking me where I've been, and you know, I thought it was pretty ignorant that I wouldn't do it. Oh, did I show you guys? I did show you guys. I made some also for this. I put together some bob wire. So I used for that. I used a 28 gauge jeweler's wire. You know, I made 3 strands. I cut 1 strand, made that, and then I rolled it. So I'll do a video on how I did that one also. I was sitting here talking to Freddy one day, and I was just putting it all together. So there's another technique I'd like to try, you know, where you wrap it around. You know, you got the loops, and I might even do that because that, you know, the barbs are a little too far. So we'll see. I mean, at this scale, it's going to be kind of hard to get something that small, you know, to do it. But we'll see. So anyway, that's it for now. You guys have a good weekend. I know it's only Thursday, so today will be Thursday. So you guys have a good weekend, man. It's coming up. We got some more snow today or yesterday to Wednesday, but we're supposed to get some more snow this weekend. I swear to God, we live in Hoth, man. This is not Chicago, it's Hoth. There's AT-ATs and snow speeders and you name it out there, man. So anyway, you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy your families, man. Stay safe, man. It's Red Dragon saying peace. Keep that slaying that star, brothers. Ciao.